Priya's here. Shambhas, Bhavasandini, Sham Bhakti, Rukmini Mohan, Jyoti, Bhava Sandini, Malini. Hare Krishna, everyone. Panchakalparuscha, Kripa Sindhave Vacha Patitanam Bhavanibhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dear Srila Prabhupada, Dear Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Panchatattva, Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Lakshmi Nrsingadev, if you so desire, please empower us to work together to do something wonderful to please you, especially expanding the distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books, especially Bhagavad Gita as it is, and any other books you wish to empower us for. Thank you very much for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone agrees with this prayer, in whole or in part, please give me a thumbs up. Hare Krishna. So we're here to have sadhu sangha. We have a perfect excuse. We have a similar mission, the exact same mission, in fact, which is to go back to Godhead, to work for Srila Prabhupada and for the exalted devotees who are his servants, to expand the Sankirtan movement. There's no better work that one can get in this world. And we've been given a service that's so tangible, so measurable, that it lends to increases, because whatever gets measured can be increased. And we have that facility for book distribution. Now, about the distribution of Prabhupada's books, and specifically the Bhagavad Gita as it is, books are revered all over the world. Human beings see a book and they see potential. They want it. They want to have it in their home. They want to keep it. They want to open it up and read it. And there's no better book, no better summary of all the Vedic wisdom than the Bhagavad Gita. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada says that the Bhagavad Gita is the Vedic intelligence. It's the condensed knowledge. Everything Krishna wishes to say within a short amount of time, he said to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and he intended it for everyone in the world. Now we have the edition of Bhagavad Gita that was spoken by Krishna. It's got the Sanskrit, the English translations, but it's also got an explanation that comes through the line of pure devotees, all the way from Lord Chaitanya, through Lord Chaitanya back to Krishna himself. There's no better book to distribute, and it's entirely comprehensible to people who have a tiny bit of sincerity about understanding spiritual life. They can turn anywhere in the book and get something that will stimulate their spiritual desire and their intelligence. So we're doing the right thing. Distributing more and more Bhagavad Gitas to the world is good for people who receive them. It's good for us to distribute them because we get a front row seat in watching how Lord Chaitanya's energies are working. And it's also good for the Krishna consciousness movement. It's the foundational aspect of the Krishna consciousness movement to distribute knowledge, but especially in the form of Bhagavad Gita. So we're doing the best work that's available on the planet. We're lucky to have it. And I feel lucky to have your association. What we intend to do tonight is to reiterate our campaign and also to get a few tips from devotees who are in the field and who have ideas that they can pass on to the rest of us. So first of all, I'm going to show a few slides so that we get oriented to our mission and the numbers. When we see the goals, then immediately our minds will be stimulated to want to go there. No goal, no stimulation. So let's take a look at the maps and see how we're doing. Shamahini, do you have any directives about this or comments before we show them what we're about to see?
No, Prabhu, no directives or comments. We've been receiving pledges, and every minute, even till the last 10-15 minutes, we were getting pledges. So if you don't have your pledge yet on the map, please get it to us and we will update the maps before tomorrow's call. Thank you.
Okay, that's a good point to make, because although I make it very directly, it's really true. This is not hyperbole. When you write down a pledge, something more than zero and not less than one, as soon as you write it down and commit to it, then Lord Chaitanya's energies will enter into your body and you'll be directed how to do it. If you want a lot of Lord Chaitanya's attention, then make a bigger number and see what happens. And that's how to move the energy. It's through this service. So feel free, if you want the ride of your life is to double down on this, triple down, really go for it and put numbers that kind of make you tingle a little bit. This is the Live to Give campaign. It's a brand, and it goes well with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood, which is explained in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, that the members of the Panchatattva plundered the storehouse of the love of God and distributed its contents. The more they distributed, the more it increased. So if we want to live and actually feel useful in life, we have to be givers. Everything we have now will be taken unceremoniously. So the more we can give it while we have the opportunity, the more we'll advance. It's also called, of course, the overarching title is the Prabhupada Marathon. It will be that eternally. And it began on September 11th, and it's going until January 7th. That's when all the lines get closed and we count everything up, because it has to have an ending point. You can go to Live to Give. PrabhupadaMarathon.com is where to go to get all kinds of resources. As you can see, we're growing and we will continue to grow. We're on the rise, we're on the march. As we work together, as we think of innovative ways to expand, we'll continue to increase, and there really is no limit. Here's what we did in 2021 as a reminder. We had 250 communities around the world in 55 countries. And you can see the numbers for yourself. We distributed 2,805,444 Bhagavad Gitas, and they're out there right now. And Krishna is speaking directly to those souls who receive them. Guess what our global goal is? Does anybody want to make a guess for this year? Who would like to venture a guess? Go ahead, Malini Preeti. I see you smiling. What do you think the goal is this year?
3 million Bhagavad Gita.
Actually, it's at least 3 million.
At least.
We have to put it in legal terms. We need that clause always in there. So we have permission to go as big as we want. So it's at least 3 million Bhagavad Gitas. Thank you, Malini Preeti, for noticing. That is what we're shooting for. We want to go shoot past it, but we have something to go for. Okay, let's look at a few more slides. Australia right now has pledges worth 4,416. We know they're good for it, and we know there's more coming in, right? New Zealand, oh, look at New Zealand, 10,099 pledged. Go New Zealand. Nice to see what they did last year too. Fiji, the leading indicator country headed by Rukmini Mohan Prabhu, who's always here, always ready to go. And they have pledges already for 1,030 Bhagavad Gitas. Okay, look at Taiwan is at 200. Way to go, Taiwan. Thailand, 1,080. Good job, Thailand. And we're waiting for more to come in from this, from everywhere in the world. More pledges we're waiting for. Okay, now we're going to go over to the leaders. We want to hear what's happening on the ground, because by hearing that, we get an idea of how all our colleagues are working towards this goal together. And the first leader we'll hear from is the inimitable Bhavasandi Devidasi from New Zealand.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, so this year, is it possible to get the map back up again for New Zealand?
Yes, I'll get that up.
So this year we've got a couple of new centres joining that hadn't before, and even one of those centres is actually just one devotee. So we're kind of trying to get as many different devotees involved as possible. And even though so up in Kerikeri, New Zealand, we've just got one devotee that's pledged one Bhagavad Gita. But even just from that, because I was phoning around different devotees and I was encouraging, and it's just one lady, she's pregnant, and she was, I want to do this, but I don't want to put any pressure on myself. And I said, just pledge one Bhagavad Gita then. And she said, okay. And then she went out that day without putting the books in the car, just to do her normal grocery shopping and things. And she said she met like 4 or 5 people that she thought, wow, I should have had books with me. I could have given them a book. And so after she came back and she messaged me, she was inspired, like, I don't have to make an extra crazy endeavor, and I've just got to take books with me wherever I go. And then Krishna will arrange the rest. So that was nice. And up in Auckland, we've got a few different centres. So we've got the main ISKCON Auckland temple. We'll be doing, we're encouraging everyone that comes to the Sunday feast to take a stack of Bhagavad Gitas, purchase those and distribute them themselves. And we'll have a big push on Gita Jayanti. And then also in Auckland, we've got different Namahada groups, and we've got the Loft, and we've got the Brahmacharis Travelling Sankirtan team. So they'll be going around. They're focusing on stacks this year, but of course the stacks will have Bhagavad Gitas in them. Then Hamilton, Sarah Dia Manaji, she's just one small family in Hamilton, but every Saturday they go out and do Harinam Sankirtan with book distribution in that as well. So they're amazing. Nurturing Soul, it's just a very small farm community in the middle of nowhere, but they're going for 96 Bhagavad Gitas. Fielding, it's just one devotee on his own, but just through having that goal in mind, then that's pushing him forward to, I've actually got to do this, rather than just like, I'll do some books sometimes. It's like when there's a deadline and a deadline and a goal, then it definitely pushes you. Then of course, Bhakti Lounge, Wellington, large ladies ashram there. They're taking about 4,000 of that as their goal. And then there's the Grihastas and the men as well. That's another 500 for them. So they'll be doing, a lot of travelling Sankirtan. Then ICCE in Wellington, they're also contributing 100. And then down here, right at the bottom of the South Island, first time on the map is Dunedin. Janava Mata down there, she's been doing prashad distribution for many, many years at university there. And she's always very inspired. But this year she's made a goal to push herself to actually, get out and distribute those books. So it's a real variety of, people new to Krishna consciousness, bringing things along. And then those that have been going out for years and are full-time in the ashram, and big variety. And then of course on Gita Jayanti, we'll have a push at the main kind of temple centers for that. And then also we're going to be having a friendly competition throughout New Zealand, to see how many Bhagavad Gitas we can distribute that day as well. So there'll be a definite push on the Gita Jayanti as well. Focusing on yoga studios. And something else we're going to try and weave into the temple community is we have a lot of weddings at the temple. So encourage anyone that's getting married, as part of the wedding, you can give Bhagavad Gitas to your guests, because how auspicious is that? Whenever the person opens that Bhagavad Gita, then the newly married couple will be getting benefit, so eternal benefit from your wedding through Bhagavad Gita distribution. So that's about it for the moment. We're right in the middle of the Prabhupada Marathon now, so there's a lot of distribution going on, which is very inspiring for everyone. Thank you.
Excellent report, Baba Sundi. And actually, I really appreciated the way that you've expanded the base. This is one of the most important principles for expansion worldwide, is to get more centers, more communities, more families involved. A lot of devotees each doing a little bit comes out to something huge. And it's a steady model rather than a few people doing a lot, although we don't mind anybody doing anything a lot or a little. So well done. And what a nice and upbeat report. And all glories to the devotees in New Zealand. May you smash all your goals.
Thank you.
Such great
Yeah, there's-
leadership too, year after year. Thank you, Baba Sunday. Really amazing. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare. Now we're going over to Australia. Usually Vilas Manjari reports she's not well right now. So she's passing on to Mahat Sevika to give the report from Australia. Please go ahead, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Hare Krishna devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Please accept apologies from Mataji. She's not feeling well, so I'm just going to give you a quick update. So Australia, we are quite charged up. We have well received the message of celebrating the Bhagavad Gita month. So different centers have started to put together plans to organize different events, Sunday feast, celebrations, and Gita Jayanti events and on different days at different temples. So what I'm hearing is that the preparations are in full swing. Now we are still waiting for Melbourne, Sydney, New Gokula, couple of centers. They still have to provide us with their pledges, so they should send us the numbers very soon. But I can assure you they are actually out there busy distributing books, because I just caught up with the brahmacharis from Melbourne, Dvija Pitambar Prabhu and Gopalandesh Prabhu, and they are quite busy right now distributing books as we speak, even today and tomorrow. So we shall hear from them very soon, and their efforts right now will help us to get a better understanding of the next 1 month's forecast from them. So, and that way we'll be able to put together proper numbers on the map. So that's what's happening with Melbourne, Sydney. Brisbane, we have a new Bhakti Center community starting up in a month's time. So a few devotees, or the few groups of devotees, are busy with that. So that's why we had to lower the number to 400, but I'm sure we will surpass the number that we achieved last year. This is just resetting the number so that next year we will have 2 centers on the map, and our efforts will be doubled. So that's a bit of update from Brisbane. Gold Coast, New Govardhan 500 is a quite promising there, because from a long time Mataji has been discussing with the temple president and the community to start getting this kind of numbers and have a representative from there. So that's a positive sign from there, where we are actually now getting a number, and we'll be seeing more and more coming in future. HKCCC, they have been reporting as in to our internal groups. They have been organizing events, and they have been distributing a lot of Gitas so far already. So we are very confident that they will do way better than 2,500. And Perth, we have just heard today. So I'll discuss with Mataji in a day or two and find out how they are traveling, and what help we could provide. In Australia, we have been providing all the marketing material that BBT has kindly been sending, and we have been also preparing our own local flyers and posters and things like that. So we are pretty much doing quite well there. And His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu was here traveling for a few weeks. So I met with him, and he very kindly provided his support to distribute the message of Bhagavad Gita. So he has been encouraging centers and meeting with the leaders as well and helping them with the Live to Give promotion. So we are going with a lot of different types of activities, different centers, different groups, and the brahmacharis, they're already out there doing a lot of work. So Maharaj, I'm sure we would be able to cross and do better than what we did last year. We are just waiting for some solid numbers to come through, and Vilas Manjri Mataji will keep updating the numbers, and it will allow to see to understand the better picture of what's coming in 1 month. Thank you, Maharaj.
What a wonderful report. Thank you very much, Mahatsevaka Prabhu. And our prayers are there for Vilas Manjari. May she get well soon.
Thank you.
We also heard that HKCCC Sankirtan Books team donated large amounts of Lakshmi, their profits that came in from distribution of Bhagavad Gitas in 2021. They're really doing well there. Also
Yes,
from Radhika. Yes, Prabhu, please.
No, I was just saying, Maharaj, yes, they have been contributing towards the temple construction project.
Nice. So Radhika Prasad Prabhu had put this sort of query or a little bit of a point to mention, which is making sure that devotees have adequate support. It's really important to check in with the team members personally. It's one of the ways that we find that devotees feel most nourished when we talk to them, find out how they're doing, how they're feeling, making sure they're taking care of themselves and so forth, and just checking about how they're feeling mentally as they're going about so many campaigns.
Sure,
We
Maharaj.
find that I'm not just saying that to you, I'm saying to everybody because Radhika Prasad put it up. So I'm just mentioning it, that it's important to check in so everyone feels cared for. And also when there are devotees that are feeling in anxiety or fatigued, to help them balance out their program. It takes individual care. We can say more about that later, but I just want to bring our attention to that as a very important point that Radhika Prasad Prabhu brought up. Next, we have Rukmini Mohan Prabhu from Fiji. Hare Krishna, Rukmini Mohan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Vishishika Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhu, just for Fiji, the coming week is going to be a big week for us because we will be picking up phones, we'll be speaking to the devotees, and we'll be meeting the devotees as well. The area coordinators are going to be doing this basically to get people to get pledged to pre-orders. Actually, our shipment is going to be somewhere in January, so we are taking pre-orders now. So we'll be encouraging our devotee community and ISKCON well-wishers and friends to basically take a standard box of Bhagavad Gita. So the coming week, again, as I said, it's going to be a big week for us. We have devotees, coordinators in respective areas who are working hard. And for instance, in Singatoka, Guru Smanna Mataji, she's having daily programs, Gita programs, as part of this campaign where she's able to speak to people with Gita and encourage them to take Bhagavad Gitas. And we have on 3rd December, we have Gita Jayanti celebration in the public car park, one of the malls here, big, relatively big sized mall. In the car park, they will be having Gita Jayanti celebration for the public. And again, yes, it's just the coordinators in different areas it will be a big week for all of us. one of the strong Sankirtan team is our Nosori team. Every week it goes out on Sankirtan, and they're distributing books. But again, for now, we are taking pre-orders. Just to cap up, Vaishisheka Prabhu, I just wanted to say that week before last, I happened to travel to Tonga. It is one of the Pacific Island countries, and it was for work purposes, but I took a box of Bhagavad Gita, and yes, I was able to distribute it to some of the youngsters there in Tonga. And some of them mentioned that they're going to keep it very nicely, the Bhagavad Gita. So we are hoping at some point in time, Srila Prabhupada speaks to them, and that Krishna consciousness somehow takes hold in Tonga. So I just took the message from you the last time we met that it was going to bring you good fortune. So that's why I said to them, and they happily accepted the Bhagavad Gita. So this is something, it's a spread of distribution, I suppose, to another country now in the Pacific Island region. So I think that's for me at this stage, Vaishishika Prabhu. So,
Well done, Rukmini Mohan Prabhu. And in case you don't know, just from us watching from the outside and noticing each year, you're making definite increases. And also your leadership is becoming more and more, it's strong and noticeable. When you first started, it was unknown how it would spread, but every year we see you taking steps, spreading out in more places. And Fiji's the leading indicator country. As you and Fiji go, so goes the world. Bravo and thank you. I had one response to a point you made about getting a community, including congregation and well-wishers involved. One small item that helps is having a clear directive, best if it's in writing, to tell people exactly how they can distribute Bhagavad Gitas if they take multiple copies. For instance, if someone volunteers to take a case of Gitas, they may or may not know how to distribute them or ways that they can do that. And if you include that, and also help them do it, check in with them and walk them through it, it can help them get started. Because sometimes when we put full cases with those who are just starting, we come back next year and they say, oh, we still have the one from last year. So we found that help them to understand, train them also so they can be empowered. Thank you very much.
thank you very much.
Well done. Now we're
Krishna.
swinging over to Thailand with Saki Harini Devidasi, who's going to tell us how things are going in Thailand. The last time we checked in, we were simply amazed at how well the devotees are working together there. Are you here and available, Saki Harini?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sorry, I'm
Hare
joining you
Krishna.
from some other. Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. Of course, Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So after the last meeting, we spoke to all the leaders around, and we have come up with the number of 1,080 Bhagavad Gitas all over Thailand. So we decided to put that as our goal. And I think last year we did almost 1,000. So we wanted to increase it by 7%. And then we thought 108 is an auspicious number, so we could choose 1080. And we have started planning. We've already begun the marathon. I think every Sunday we have either Harinams or house programs where we take at least 20 to 50 Bhagavad Gitas. And we try to ask all the devotees to take either English copies, or we have Thai Krishna book. That is our goal, because we have 4,000 or 5,000 of Krishna books available. We don't have so many Thai Bhagavad Gitas remaining. We're waiting for the next printing. And I think in the whole month of December, we have 7 festivals lined up, including the Pattaya Rath Yatra, the Gita Jayanti Festival. There is a Sanctuary of Truth Festival, and there are total of 7 festivals. So each festival will be focusing on the book distribution of books. And there are a lot of devotees in the South who own their shops. So we are trying to make a goal of every house, every company, every shop should at least have one book, or they should give it to others if they already have. So from that point of view, we want to encourage the distribution. And we are coming together with all the centers, 15, 20, 10 centers all over Thailand. So each center is going to collectively come and we will work towards it. So please give us your blessings. And we're also encouraging other big centers to do more books. And yes, we're seeking for your blessings, Prabhu. And we're also working for the flyer that we spoke about last time. Krishna Books should have the flyer inside that talks about Bhagavad Gitas and glories of Bhagavad Gita. So once we have it printed, then we can distribute the Thai Bhagavad Gitas as well.
Wow, what a great report. Spreading out, using festivals, going to the 10 centers, reaching out to shop owners who are devotees and so forth. Well done, and really nice energy that you're creating over there, Saki Harini. Nice leadership. And may Thailand be all successful in the marathon, smash their goals. It reminded me when you mentioned the shop owners that we're finding here from the ISV team. I just had a meeting this morning. They're having really good success by meeting shop owners and helping them to set up a display for Bhagavad Gitas in their shops. And if we provide the signage and the books, even if they're not devotees, a lot of times people will take them and they'll set them up, and they can either sell the Bhagavad Gitas, or if they're pre-sponsored, then they can offer them to people. And lots of people like to do that. Okay, nice job. Now we're coming over to, is it time for the Malini and
Yes.
SKP presentation? We like to include some really practical tips, and this is a big one. This is one of the really big ways that you can increase your distribution of Bhagavad Gita for the Live to Give marathon, and especially for the Gita Jayanti month. It's not day, it's month. And Malini Devi Dasi is on Sankirtan. That's why she's in a car. I've been getting pictures from the field. They're out there selling books door to door right now. She's taking a break in the car late at night. And also SKP will speak, and Meenakshi, who's one of the stalwarts up in Toronto, will also speak right after Malini. So why don't you go ahead, Malini, tell us one of the ways that everybody can make a big increase in Bhagavad Gitas during this month.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances, all Prabhupada, my obeisances to all the Vaishnavas on the call here. We are actually going store to store. We are in Morgan Hill. We are driving to distribute, and we just went to a brewery store, and then the person we met there, we thought, I'm not sure if this person is going to take the Bhagavad Gitas or not. And we showed him the Trimurti, one case of Trimurti. He said, I'll distribute all of them. And then he said his brother is into meditation. So he said, give me one more case. I will distribute all of them myself. So it was really nice to meet. And then I have Achit Kumar Prabhu also with me on the car, in the car.
Haribo!
Okay. So we're going to present some tips on the fundraising, how we do here at ISV. So we have some slide deck that we have prepared that maybe Ankula Prabhu can share that. So the first step in the fundraising, what we do here is we calculate how much Lakshmi are we targeting for that fundraising. So goals are potent. We have a number in our mind, and we calculate that ahead of time. And it's always good to have a fresh challenge. Like, it doesn't have to be the same goal all the time. Actually, we increase our remittance to BBT every year by 10%. So that goal keeps increasing, but we have a goal always in our mind. And then during the fundraising, we wanted to give something to the devotees as gifts. So we have some simple gifts that we get either from Vrindavan. Like in one year, we had some simple Kanti malas that we gave. And 1 year we had some nice Narsinga Kavachas, which are not very expensive, but we get those and we take them to all the different holy places in India, in Vrindavan, like His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu, when he goes to India, he just puts them in all the holy places. We'll show a video of how that is done. Or you can have some special deity paraphernalia or some deity maha that you can give out to the devotees. So you can have something intangible that you can give it out to the devotees as gifts if they participate in the fundraising. So that's the packaging part. And we also have some levels that we preset ahead of time. Like we have level 1 to level 6. You can set the price for the level according to whatever the needs for your temple there. And the reason we have levels is because we want everyone to be included. So the lowest or the minimum level is something that everybody can shoot. We can have a lot of devotees contributed the first level. And then we also have some higher levels for those devotees who wants to climb up to that level. So it's like a ladder. We have different levels and devotees can choose whichever level they like. And after that, once we set the level package and what we have a goal in mind, we try to make a video of what we are trying to achieve with the goal. And then you can do propagate ahead of time in social media, or usually we actually try to set a date on when we want to do the fundraising and we play the video at the fundraising. So whichever is convenient and however you think that it would benefit your temple, you can do that. In the next slide, these are the sample of packages that we made an earlier year at ISV. The first level was, we named it as Narsimha Shelter. So whoever takes this level, we priced it at $500, but you can change the prices accordingly. And then we do Tulsi Ganga boost for $1,000 and so on. Each level increases. And we thought that we could go to a level of $10,000 in a year for the first year. And then we were afraid to increase it next year. We thought, oh, we shouldn't go higher than that because nobody will take it. But we just put it anyway. And we increased it to $15,000 and somebody took it. So you can have the higher level just in case there is 1 or 2 devotees who are looking for that level. So you can package your levels accordingly. And the first level is where we have everyone included, where if let's say this was a year when we gave those Narsimha Kavachas, which were dipped in all the holy places in Vrindavan. So everybody gets that. And then each level we add on something to it. We added Go Puja on Gopashtami in Vrindavan as one of the packages. Then for the higher level, we can do a yajna in their name in a holy dham. So like that. So we have all these levels predefined with the price that we also set ahead of time. Next, we advocate, as I said, you can advocate ahead of time through social media or through all your WhatsApp groups saying that we have this fundraiser by playing the video, which we will play again. And the next slide. Then what we do is that we pick a very important date. And normally we try to do this on the day of Gita Jayanti. Gita Jayanti day at ISV, we recite the entire Bhagavad Gita. And after reciting the entire Bhagavad Gita, we notice that everybody is in the mood of giving, they want to give. So that is the day we set a date, dedicated event for fundraising after the Gita Jayanti recitation. And then we have about 30 minutes set aside. And we already seed this process ahead of time, saying that we have this fundraiser coming up and we have few donors whom we know ahead of time that they will just get the process started, because when you're starting the fundraiser, people are encouraged when other people start to donate. So we actually have that seed process ahead of time. And then we play the video that we prepared. And after playing the video, then we request devotees, would you like to donate for this fundraiser? And then devotees said, I will take level 1, level 2, or level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6. And then as soon as they say the levels, what we do in the next screen, we record those donations. The next slide. we have this one. So we have these levels. This is a simple Excel formula that we have. We note down their names. In the drop down, there's a level 1 or 2 or something like that. And we have a predefined Lakshmi on the level, and the Lakshmi total comes up here. And then as and when this, where devotees are donating on the top, on the Excel, we also have a formula which tells you how much we have collected already so far. And this gives us a very nice encouragement, because let's say if we had a goal to collect $125,000 or $150,000 or $50,000, whatever is your goal, we see that how far we are from the goal, then it will encourage devotees to come up to or meet or smash that goal. This is the basic process that we follow here at ISV. And now we would like to play the video that I was talking about, which talks about these gifts that we are going to give to the devotees.
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He came here to spread Krishna consciousness to every town and village, and he made a prediction that his message would be sent all over the world. But how would that happen? It would require an empowered person, someone who had love of God in their heart. That person was Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami.
Sorry, I'm going to fix this.
Was Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Join the Srila Prabhupada Marathon 2019. Get transcendental, irreplaceable return gifts for your donations, like a Nishringa Kavacha, Tulsi Ganga water touched to Lord Chaitanya's personal Gamsha, and a special blessing yagya at Govardhan Hill during Kartik for you and your family. Greetings from Sri Uddhava Kund. Sri Uddhava came to Vrindavan, sent by Krishna to see the highest quality of devotional service. Today we've brought these kavachas to Sri Uddhava Kund. We're dipping them in the Kund here and making a special prayer that anyone who wears them and those who go out for book distribution to spread the holy names will be blessed by the dust of Vrindavan, just as Uddhava prayed for. Please let the dust from the lotus feet of the residents here fall upon my head. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. The people of the world are really, really suffering, and the only help, the only panacea is book distribution. They have to get transcendental knowledge. We're here at Radhakund praying to Srimati Radharani. Please empower all the devotees around the world and give them compassion in their hearts to move them to go out to distribute Prabhupada's books. Please, let's do big. Thank you. Hare Krishna. When I took the Nishringa Gavachas filled with dust from Vrindavan, Tulsi leaves, and Nishringa mantras, the Brajari offered all of them as a necklace and put them around the neck of the Lord, who wore them for a full 30 minutes as we chanted his glories. This is Sri Govinda Kund. What a beautiful, serene atmosphere here. Everyone who comes here feels the impetus to surrender to Krishna, and that's the main purpose of life. Material world means durvibhavyam. Whatever you get is not satisfying and you have to work really hard for it. But spiritual life is easy. We're here to think about how to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. We have these kavachas that are filled with dust from Vrindavan. Now I'm putting it on this tree that only drinks water from Govinda Kund. We're praying for the mercy of Sri Govinda Kund and this Kalpavriksha tree here, that we can expand the Sankirtan movement all over the world. Hare Krishna. In this beautiful golden frame is a tiny thread from Lord Chaitanya's Gamsha. It was given to one of my godbrothers from a Gamsha that's been held at the Radharaman Mandir in Vrindavan, India for almost 500 years. A Gamsha that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to Gopal Bhatta Goswami. This has special spiritual potency. I'm going to be bringing this around with me to many places in the world to offer darshan and to enliven the devotees to expand the Sankirtan movement. Let's all pray to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for his mercy to expand the distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thank you for your generous donations. Every penny is going for spreading the Sankirtan movement all over the world through transcendental book distribution. May Lord Chaitanya bless you and yours. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is the video that we play, and then after that we start collecting the donations. Thank you so much for listening. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Malini, for your very important presentation. And now we're swinging up to Toronto, Canada, that also does a similar type of fundraiser and many other innovative methods, headed by Meenakshi Devi Dasi in that special department for innovations. So please tell us what you've got up there, and nice to see you. Our obeisances. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisance, all gracious Lord Prabhupada. All glories to the Sankirtan devotees on this call. Malini Mataji did a wonderful presentation as far as the fundraising and getting the congregation involved in book distribution. The second part of this, of course, is distributing this Vedic knowledge with those funds that now have been collected. And so that is part of what we call the Shastradhan program, or the gift of knowledge. And what the Shastradhan program does is actually distribute these books into institutions where people may not come across temples, devotees, Srila Prabhupada's books. They might be in vulnerable situations. And this is where we can come in and place these books systematically and professionally in these institutions. And so any temple can start this, start small, get your Sankirtan team involved, create a smaller team that might be more dedicated to this particular area, and then come up with a list of institutions and classifications of institutions. So for example, in Canada, I'm sure many of you have heard of the wonderful Motel Gita program that ISV initiated. But we also do Motel Gita in Canada, but we've expanded that further so that not only are we placing books in hotels and motels, but we're also doing it in hospitals. We're doing it in prisons and correctional institutions, airports, hospices, Canadian police divisions, armed forces, schools and universities, courthouses, libraries, little free libraries. The list goes on and on, nursing homes, so there's a huge scope to be able to place these books in these institutions. And the way to go about it, as I said, is firstly to come up with a list of institutions and then actually go and visit or call those institutions, show them the books, explain them what you're trying to do, that you're trying to give the folks that they're serving, the clients they're serving, access to books on yoga and meditation, books on hope and solace. And generally, we deal with either the administration, spiritual care, chaplains, managers. It really depends. And you build a relationship with them so that not only are you placing these books, but then you need to also follow up with them. Are they working? Which titles? Like, we generally start with Bhagavad Gitas, but we've expanded that as well. Sometimes we find that some institutions, for example, nursing homes, they might want smaller books, Science of Self-Realization, or Coming Back, or Beyond Birth and Death, for example, for hospices. We've also done Srimad Bhagavatam sets, full sets in prisons, full sets in libraries. So when you build that relationship, you find out what the need is and then can adapt to that. But not only that, you can provide replenishments, because there's a system where sometimes in nursing homes, there's going to be a turnover. In correctional institutions, the inmates are going to turn over. Airports, travelers are coming and going, so they can always use more and more books. But it's important to have that relationship so that you can actually keep replenishing. We also, when we place these books, we make sure they have our contact information, and we make sure we're dealing with them very professionally, so that, you know, only one person is calling one institution, and it's not like 5 different people calling the same place. There has to be some mechanism of organization and professionalism in that. What else? You will find that this has a great impact. We get dozens upon dozens of testimonials all the time telling us about the impact of these books, not only from the institutions, but oftentimes from the people who are actually receiving the books. So we get hotel guests, we get inmates, we get police personnel, people writing letters telling us how they are having an impact when they receive these books. The other thing you can do is be conscious of not necessarily giving folks 1 full box or 2 full boxes of Bhagavad Gitas. We're doing a lot of curated boxes now. So sometimes you might want to send to an institution 6 Bhagavad Gitas or 4 Bhagavad Gitas with, you know, 2 SSRs with some other titles. So again, you're adapting to what the needs are of the institution. So curated boxes are another way to expand your placement opportunities. I hope that covers what was asked. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
That covered a lot. And it was a nice extension of Malini's. I think it's good if we put it together all in one presentation. It can, you know, the two can go together. We can upgrade the slideshow, because everyone can use that. Nicely done, Meenakshi. Thank you for all you're doing. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Shamahini,
Yes, Prabhu.
what would you like to announce?
That we're at the end of November. We have a few more weeks till the end of the year. If we haven't received pledges, please send in your pledges so that we can update the maps. We have a call in about 12 hours from now with the rest of the world. So if you'd like to send in your pledges before the next call, we'll make sure that they're updated on the map. Our maps team is working really hard round the clock, updating maps as soon as pledges come in. We have a lot of resources on prabhupadmarathon.com. So when you go to the resources section, there's lots of presentations, language cards, how to set up your fundraising drive, resources, posters for the Prabhupada Marathon that are available for you to use. So please check those resources. If there's anything specific you need assistance with, we're here to serve you. You can contact me through WhatsApp, or you can send us an email at info@bbtbooks.org. Thank you.
Does anybody else have any reflections they'd like to share before we do some summation and head out for Sankirtan? If you want, Shruti Priya Devidasi would like a link for resources. What else, everybody? Thoughts, takeaways? Work with me, people.
I can also share that very regularly, the BBT marketing team is producing a lot of material. You can access those promotional materials, videos, short videos, social media posts or graphics on the BBT Facebook page, Or if you're not already a part of the BBT WhatsApp broadcast group, you can join that. I'll post the link in the chat. And every time there's an event, you can get a reminder, and you can get every time there's an updated post or a video that's produced, you can you'll receive that right in your WhatsApp or Telegram. So I'm going to post the link here for you to subscribe. Thank you.
Yesterday we were downtown San Francisco for the so-called Black Friday. It's a big shopping day when there are discounts. So a lot of people come downtown. We had Harinam on several street corners, and we had about 150 or 200 devotees come downtown to distribute multiple books, especially Bhagavad Gita. And I did some chanting in Harinam and some distribution on the street. And I had this experience, a reminder, which was that as the day got older and the dark started to come in, there was a little more passion and ignorance in the air, if that's even possible, downtown. Then as things got more passionate, I just became methodical in approaching people. And I didn't make a distinction between one person and another, or I didn't think about anything except for just try and present the books. And I noticed that as soon as I turned my brain off and I was non-discriminate in who I approached, just gave everyone a chance, it felt like churning the milk ocean. You don't know what's going to come out of it. You just follow Krishna's instruction and you'll see that the people show up. They come to you by Lord Chaitanya's grace. So in all of our endeavors, we don't have to figure it all out. Lord Chaitanya's already got it figured out. We just have to be instruments. And to be instrument, just be methodical and give everyone an opportunity. Approach them. You never know what they're going to say, and you can be really successful. Mahat Sevaka Prabhu, please go ahead.
Prabhu, just a quick question. Will there be a yagya to celebrate the Prabhupada Marathon towards the end of the campaign that we can start advertising?
Shamahini, you want to answer that?
Sorry, Prabhu, I just got distracted by the message. Is this about the yagya?
Yes.
Yes.
There will be a yagya. There may be multiple yagyas. We're working on it because Gita Jayanti is early this year. So we're going to have a yagya early, probably Kurukshetra, but we may have one later also, because we like Gita Jayanti month. And it's, the Gita Jayanti days in a few days. So
yes,
we're working on that and we'll keep you updated. But the yagya seems to be a very important demarcation and a gesture that a lot of people want to cooperate with. Shamini, anything else you want to say?
No, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're actually just in touch with them in India now, working it out. And we may do one there, one somewhere else also that has spiritual significance, just so we have at least a couple points in time when we can bring people's attention to the importance of Bhagavad Gita.
Thank you, Maharaj.
And Bhavasandi wants a fundraising presentation in a separate video so we can share. You will get. We'll make you a video. Post haste. Dear devotees, this is so important what we're doing here. It's so important. We have to save the world. And there's no other way to do this. We have to spread Krishna consciousness. And it's an unassailable service. I'd say the main important point is Prabhupada like this. I mean, that's a good enough reason in and of itself, besides the fact that it's completely effective. So the way to be successful in life is acharyopasanam. Find out what the previous acharyas liked, and then just try to fulfill their desires, and all our desires will be fulfilled. So thank you. It's so edifying to come together and have this momentum working together as a team. We have scope for expanding, for doing amazing things. It's already amazing. It can become even more amazing, perfect, more perfect, and most perfect. So please feel free to use your human life and this most important time just to lean into the service of humanity and of the great acharyas by distributing Bhagavad Gita with all your heart. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Shri Panchatattva, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Shri Radha Govinda, Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsingadev, all the great acharyas. If you so desire, please empower our global team so that we may expand the distribution of Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita and other books. And let us have compassion to all the people of the world and try to slow the advent of Kali Yuga by making a golden age, by spreading Lord Chaitanya's message everywhere. Thank you for considering our request, and please allow everyone to smash their goals. Om Tat Sat. Everyone who agrees with this prayer in whole or in part, please unmute and say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Panchakalpadavishta, Kripasindhaveva Patitanam Bhavanebhyo. Ananta Koti Vaishnavini Ki Jai.
Jai.
Do big, everybody. There's no limitation. It's Lord Chaitanya's movement. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Go,
Hare
go, go.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.